Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving into a groundbreaking development that is sending shockwaves across global energy markets and sparking conversations from Lagos to New Delhi, from Wall Street to the oil fields of the Niger Delta. Nigeria, Africa's largest economy and one of the world's top crude oil producers, has officially signed a monumental $10 billion crude oil deal with India. This deal is more than just numbers. It's a game changer for both nations. On one side, Nigeria is set to boost its revenue, stabilize its energy sector, and reinforce its standing as a global oil powerhouse. On the other, India, a rapidly growing economy with an insatiable demand for energy, has secured yet another lifeline to fuel its industries, transportation, and development ambitions. In this video, we'll break down the full story behind this deal, what it means for Nigeria, what it means for India, the global ripple effects, and what the future could look like. Stick around, because by the end of this deep dive, you'll understand why this $10 billion agreement is one of the most significant economic moves of the decade for Africa and Asia. To truly grasp the weight of this deal, let's first talk about Nigeria's oil industry. Nigeria holds proven crude oil reserves of around 37 billion barrels, ranking it among the top 10 in the world. For decades, oil has been the backbone of Nigeria's economy, contributing over 80% of export revenue and nearly half of government income. But despite being blessed with immense oil wealth, Nigeria has struggled with issues such as oil theft, underinvestment, aging infrastructure, and fluctuating global prices. These challenges have often kept the nation from fully benefiting from its natural resources. This is why partnerships like this new deal with India are so important. They inject fresh capital, create stable demand, and allow Nigeria to leverage its oil in global markets at scale. Now, let's flip the coin and talk about India. With a population of over 1.4 billion people, India is the third largest consumer of crude oil in the world, behind only the United States and China. Its demand is skyrocketing as its economy expands, industries boom, and millions of people move into the middle class. Currently, India imports about 85% of its crude oil needs. That's a huge dependency, and diversification of suppliers is critical for India's energy security. Nigeria has historically been one of India's top oil suppliers, and this $10 billion deal solidifies and expands that relationship. By locking in Nigerian oil, India ensures steady supply, reduces risks from global volatility, and strengthens ties with Africa, a continent that is becoming increasingly important in global geopolitics. So what exactly does this $10 billion crude oil deal entail? While the fine print is still emerging, reports indicate that the agreement includes long-term crude supply contracts. India will receive guaranteed shipments of Nigerian crude oil over several years. Investment in Nigeria's oil infrastructure. India isn't just buying oil, it's also helping Nigeria upgrade pipelines, storage facilities, and possibly even refineries. Technology and skill transfer. Indian oil companies are expected to collaborate with Nigerian counterparts, sharing expertise and creating jobs locally. Revenue boost for Nigeria. The deal provides Nigeria with significant upfront capital while ensuring a predictable revenue stream from crude exports. This is not just a buy and sell deal. It is a strategic partnership with long-term benefits. Let's zoom in on Nigeria's wins. Revenue stability. With global oil prices fluctuating, having a guaranteed $10 billion partnership ensures steady inflows to Nigeria's economy. Job creation. New investments in infrastructure and oil fields mean thousands of direct and indirect jobs. Foreign exchange. Oil exports bring in dollars, helping Nigeria strengthen its currency, the naira, and stabilize inflation. Energy development. With India's participation, Nigeria might finally accelerate the modernization of its oil sector and reduce dependence on outdated facilities. Global credibility. Signing a deal of this magnitude positions Nigeria as a reliable global supplier, boosting investor confidence. This deal could very well be a turning point for the Nigerian economy, which has faced years of turbulence. For India, the advantages are equally compelling. Energy security. A guaranteed supply of Nigerian oil reduces risks of shortages. Diversification. By partnering with Nigeria, India reduces its reliance on the Middle East, especially given geopolitical tensions in that region. Economic growth. Affordable and reliable oil feeds into India's booming economy, keeping industries running and transportation moving. Strategic ties with Africa. India's influence in Africa strengthens, counterbalancing China's massive presence on the continent. Technology expansion. By investing in Nigerian oil, Indian companies gain new opportunities and expand their global footprint. Now, what about the bigger picture? How does this deal affect the world? Oil market balance. A deal of this size stabilizes demand for Nigerian crude, impacting OPEC strategies. Geopolitical shifts. With India securing African oil, traditional suppliers like Saudi Arabia and Russia may see competition. Africa's rising role. Deals like this show that Africa is no longer just a resource supplier, but a key partner in global energy security. U.S. and China reactions. The U.S. will watch closely, while China, which has invested heavily in Africa, may see India as a competitor for influence. This deal is not just about economics. It's about geopolitics and the balance of power in the 21st century. Of course, no deal is without risks. Nigeria faces challenges such as oil theft and pipeline vandalism, political instability in the Niger Delta region, corruption in the management of oil revenues, environmental concerns over spills and gas flaring. For India, risks include dependence on global oil prices, political or security issues that may disrupt supply chains, competition with other buyers for Nigerian crude. Both nations will need to work hard to ensure that this partnership delivers its full potential. Despite the challenges, what stands out is that this deal is a win-win for both sides. Nigeria strengthens its economy, creates jobs, and modernizes its oil sector. India secures vital energy supplies and expands its influence in Africa. In many ways, this deal represents a new era of South-South cooperation, developing nations working together for mutual benefit rather than relying solely on traditional Western partnerships. This $10 billion oil deal could open the doors to even bigger collaborations. Refinery partnerships. India may invest in building or upgrading refineries in Nigeria, reducing the need for imported refined products. Renewable energy. Both countries could collaborate on solar and green energy projects as part of their long-term sustainability goals. Trade expansion. Beyond oil, Nigeria and India could strengthen ties in agriculture, technology, and manufacturing. This partnership could evolve into one of the defining relationships between Africa and Asia in the 21st century. Nigeria landing this HUG $10 billion crude oil deal with India is not just an economic transaction. It is a statement. A statement that Africa's largest economy is ready to play a bigger role on the global stage. A statement that India is serious about diversifying its energy security. And a statement that the future of global trade may lie in partnerships between emerging powers, not just the traditional superpowers. For Nigeria, this deal could be the key to unlocking economic stability, job creation, and global credibility. For India, it's another giant step in fueling its rise as an economic powerhouse. The world will be watching closely, but one thing is clear. This is a landmark moment in the story of Nigeria, India, and global energy. And with that, we wrap up today's deep dive. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more insightful content about Africa's economic rise, global partnerships, and the deals shaping the future, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is Eazicho Africa, bringing you the stories that matter most. Until next time, stay informed, stay inspired.